The day Meghan's life was changed forever. Well, you might argue and say the day it was changed is the day she met Harry first time. Some other people can say, well, it was the day she married Harry. After all, marrying a prince, googling him, and then trapping him is not something very easy. She did that, she pulled it off. That was the day had this duper's delight, and therefore that was the day when her life was changed. Some other people will say that no. Wait a second. The day her life was changed was in 2010 when she met Serena Williams at the Super Bowls, because that was the day she made Serena her very close friend. And now Serena Williams and other people have a big influence in her life. So you could say, yeah, that was also a day when her life was changed. Now, some other people might also say, well, no, it was the Oprah Winfrey interview, right? This was the day when millions of people, they watched her talking about, or trashing, I should say, the British monarchy. So that was the day when her life was changed. So there are a lot of a pivotal moment in her life, you could argue, changed her life. But that was not the case. None of this changed her life. What changed her life? This is what we're going to talk about today in this video. But before we do that, if you're new to this channel, consider to subscribe, because most of our viewers are not subscribed to this channel. If you are one of them, consider to subscribe and hit the bell. Let's find out what was it that changed her life. Meghan Markle reveals a very influential woman begged her, okay, not told her, begged her not to give up her activism when she married Prince Harry, because it means so much to women and girls, quote unquote. The Duchess of Sussex has released episode 9 of a Spotify podcast called, quote, The Audacity of the Activist, end quote. Jamila Jamil and Sohreh Aghdashloo, the American-Iranian star of X-Men and 24, are Meghan's guest. Basically, Meghan Markle, she had this new Spotify episode 9, and she spoke to this person, and she mentioned something very interesting. She said that when she was marrying Prince Harry, she was told, actually she was begged, as I said, she was begged not to give up on her activism. That was the day that changed her whole life. Now, nobody said, or she did not say, I should say, Meghan Markle did not say who was the person who begged her. It could be three people, one of the three people. Oprah Winfrey, it could be Serena Williams, or it could be Michelle Obama. But just think about this. That was the time when she was told, do not give up on your dream, do not give up on your activism, keep up the good work, keep doing it, and change the whole world, especially for women and girls. Now, how does it sound to you? Obviously, she tried her best, and even though she is a big flop, I mean, she did not change anything. She has zero influence over majority of the women and girl in this world. Zero, nothing. But she is actually trying her best every single day. You see her talking about this particular topic and facing a lot of backlash. Instead of people perceiving her as somebody who is very inspirational, very motivational, people are finding her to be very annoying. Nevertheless, that was the day when she was told, or she was begged again, do not give up on your activism. That was the day she decided, you know what, my identity is not the Duchess of Sussex, rather it is activism. I am an activist. Oh, wait a second. Did I say she did not really care much about, or she doesn't care about Duchess of Sussex title? Okay, I take that back. I'm sorry about that. She does. In fact, in a recent letter she sent to one of her guests at the podcast, she used the title Duchess of Sussex, and she used that crown monogram on the letter. Meaning, Meghan Markle, she is so attached to this title, she would give up anything. Well, now she is saying, and this is a big lie, that my main identity should be that I'm an activist. Number 2 point I also want to make mention in this regard is that, think about this. A person who is living in a mansion, Montecito mansion, that costs $15 million US, is working to change the life of women and girls around the world. That is just the weirdest thing and the most preposterous thing you can ever imagine, coming from this kind of person saying that I'm going to be changing the world. So Meghan Markle, when she was talking about this particular day and the particular person who changed her life after begging her, do not give up on your activism, you see her doing every single podcast talking about how she was a victim. Now, the question is obviously if somebody is an activist, somebody who is out there to change, inspire, motivate, why would she paint herself over and over again as a victim? Doesn't add up. And this is exactly what we want to talk about. Meghan Markle, her lies are being exposed by her own self. Now, let's take a look at this podcast, what she said. Meghan claims that female activists are often dismissed by critics who want them to feel small, quote unquote, and be quiet. She says, I started to notice this almost default eye roll when someone would mention a woman fighting for a cause. She said, critics often think, quote, here she goes again, or why can't she just sit down? Plonk. Okay, so the point here is that, again, she is now glorifying her work. There are a lot of women who felt genuinely that challenge, that barrier, whenever they would go out and change or try to do something good. There are a lot of women who genuinely tried that. Meghan did nothing, zero. She was never told by anybody, you are small, why don't you sit down? Why don't you just shut up? Nobody ever told her that. Why? Because she never did anything. So she is insulting she is playing with the sentiment of those women, those activists who actually did something in their life and changed it for the betterment of the society. Jamila describes being suicidal and says Meghan reached out to her and others in the darkest moments. Meghan was also suicidal. How can somebody who was suicidal herself can reach out and help? Well, I can understand that, yeah, you can reach out. Hello, how are you doing? But how can you reach out to her and others in the dark moments and telling them, hey, look, I know the solution because I don't feel anything like that. I don't have suicidal thoughts. I know why this is happening. How can a person with this same kind of disease, which is, suicidal thought is mental disease, it's not something to be taken lightly, can give somebody advice that, look, I'm strong, so you should be strong too. Like, hold up. Who is Meghan giving this kind of advice when she is herself weak? She needs help. How can she help somebody else when she is in need of help? And she made a big deal out of it. It is not something very, very insignificant. It was something big. She made a big deal out of it at Oprah Winfrey interview. She said, oh, the queen did not take care of me. The monarch, the palace did not care about me when I was having the suicidal thought. Now she is saying that, no. I'm not only that person, I am actually the person who is going to reach out to other people and help them. Meghan did not name the woman who spoke to her on the eve of her wedding day, citing, quote, privacy. Yeah, privacy. Because you know what? This is Doria. It's not Serena Williams. It's not Michelle Obama. It is not even Oprah. It is her own mother. This is why she's saying privacy. I'm never gonna say who the lady is, who the woman is, because this woman, Doria, doesn't matter to anybody. So why should I expose or tell her name to the whole world when the people will be like, oh, I know Doria, she's nothing. So her influential personality is Doria. And we are just speculating who this could be, Michelle Obama and the like of Serena Williams. But in reality, the lies are so obvious there that actually I don't ever think that Serena or Michelle Obama or Oprah will give her that kind of advice. Oh, you don't have to give up, or don't give up, please, please, please. Can you imagine these people groveling to Meghan and begging her, please don't give up on your activism, please? I don't think so. I can't even paint that picture in my head. If you can, let me know. How is this even possible that these personalities, they are so influential, they're so successful, in what they do, would beg Meghan? Like, okay, if she told us that, yeah, they asked me, they requested me, okay, fine, even though that is still not possible, but begging Meghan, oh, this is just way too much. She crossed all the line, this is just too much. Both saw her walk down the aisle at Windsor Castle in May of 2018. Yeah, Oprah, Serena Williams, yeah, I don't think any of those women will say anything or beg to Meghan Markle about anything. It was her own mother, Doria Ragland, and voila, she made it up. She came to the podcast and she told the whole world it was actually very, very influential woman. It could be even, who knows, the queen herself. She can even make it up, even though the queen will never say these things to her. But she will even make up that, yeah, the king, the queen, everybody is begging me. Oh, I'm so important. Thank you guys for tuning in, for joining in. I'll see you in the next video.